Nice long completions. Kind of caught Orange City off guard. Have to wait and see what happens here in the second half. I'm looking for an exciting finish to this game too, Michael.
Maurice-Orange City at 10-1 into this one with a number 10 state rating. Number 1 is Center Point, the Pointers. They are 11-0 and with a 40.7 average. You see the Pointers in their huddle just to get things underway. The Tri-Rivers champions and the highest scoring team in the state. And at the same time, they only give up 6.3 points per game. Both these clubs, we said earlier, Pat, can put points on the board, and they don't give much away.
How'd you like to play on a team that scored better than 40 points 7 different times in a season? That's Center Point, folks.
Center Point will kick it away in the second half. And Bill Meeman has that assignment. Deep to receive is Craig DeHaan. He's at the 10-yard line. 8-7. And Meeman's about ready to get this one underway. That's DeHaan at the 15. Hey, found some daylight and gets it out past the 35-yard line before he's stopped by Mark Hackert. And first possession now in the second half for the Dutchman. Once again, Pat, they don't wear wooden shoes out there. I just know you had to know that.
You're not going to let me forget it either.
No, sir. And the lineup there, the pair of DeHaans, they are cousins.
You probably put an idea into the heads of the folks at Adidas or something.
And offensively up front. Line of scrimmage will be the 38-yard line. They brought him back into the huddle for one reason or another as the clock starts. And here we go. Craig DeHaan, the quarterback. He wears number 22. Kurt Netton and Brent DeHaan stacked up behind him. This is Netton. The fullback to the 40-yard line. He picks up 2. John Hines puts the stop on him. Boy, they got a name for that dance or what? And Center Point defensively. Hines, Wade, Meeman, and O'Brien. Backing him up, the linebacking core and the defensive secondary. You'll notice a lot of names that work both sides of the ball. Double wide left. DeJager and Dalma. Quarterback sneak on 2nd and 8. Craig DeHaan, Steve Kramer, and Chris Wall bringing him in. Boy, another good one tonight, the 4A championship game. Sioux City Heelan, Lidmeyer of Marion. Lidmeyer, the surprise team, upending Washington of Cedar Rapids, Kingston Field last week. In the slot, Pat.
Oh, you know it.
We don't need any mutters today because we're indoors. Yes, indeed, Dan DeJager. Above one receiver, Dalma. But right to DeJager. Steve Kramer again with the stop. Enough for the first down and into Center Point territory. 1st and 10, the 45. Wide right is DeJager. Dalma down the top of your screen to the left. Tucking it in, DeHaan. Craig DeHaan, the quarterback, picks up 7. He sent Maisie ahead of him.
The same play they scored their touchdown on in the first quarter, only they bumped it to the other side. You'll see DeHaan down over his center. He'll make the fake quickly and just decide to turn right in himself. Boy, there was a little hole there for him before Brad Wade finally made the hit and brought him down at about the 39.
2nd and 4. Going upstairs, looking deep. That's Dalma. No, it's going to be ruled incomplete at the 17-yard line. Gordy McKinstry would like to have that one back.
Absolutely. In fact, he's thanking his lucky stars that that was, in fact, an incomplete pass. Not a very good toss by Craig DeHaan, and we haven't seen too many of those come out of his mitts here.
Nine minutes, 4 seconds remain. We're in the third period. 8-7, Center Point with the lead. Maurice-Orange City with the ball. Again, he sends Mazie ahead of him. And DeHaan tucks it in, but he's stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Ricky O'Brien grabbed him from behind and brought him down. Like you said, a lot of familiar names for Center Point and for Morris, going both ways here today. In fact, Ted Rogers told me that he uses really only about 14 players in a game, unless, of course, a team runs up a score like they did on Edco. 67-6 was the final in that one.
Ouch. 4th and 4, and kicking it away will be Brent Dalma. He'll release from about the 47. No, he won't. Back to the line of scrimmage, but not enough for the first down, and if field position will determine this game. A break here for Center Point. Maurice-Orange City thought they'd catch him napping and did not.
Well, it looked like he's going to have some room here. Take a look. There's really no doubt about it. It wasn't like he read it and then thought, well, I better run with it. He decided to run it all the way right from the start, and he was just shut down. I think Mark Hackert was in on that one, number 60. And it is Dandy field position now for the Pointers. Let's see if they can do something with it.
First possession of the second half for the Pointers. Line of scrimmage, the 36. And guess who? That's Chris Wall looking for daylight, and he gets enough for the first down, plus 5 more, so he got his share of daylight.
Here's a kid who's going to play some college football somewhere. 175-pounder, he's coming out. Looks like he might have got his bell rung there.
He did indeed. He's hearing voices right now. The Center Point offensive alignment. Mullins, the quarterback. Jones and Wall are the running backs. In for Wall at this hour will be Mark Wade. First and 10. Kenny Jones. Oh. He might have gotten the first down out of it. No, he's going to be about a yard short. Pickup will be 9 yards.
There's Chris Wall. Kid's 175 pounds. Good student in school. Can bench press better than 300. Runs a 4.640. That's athletic ability, folks.
Second and a yard. Ball goes to Jones, and he does get the first down out of that wishbone formation. Bob Mullins, the left-hander, and he went to the sky in the first half, but you don't see a team that's made its mark on the ground go upstairs very much, but indeed Mullins did with a maximum of effectiveness. And you see Chris Wall coming back on, and Mark Wade takes a seat once again. That's John Smith, the point man in the wishbone. To the left is Kenny Jones. To the right, Wall. And here's Jones. Yep. The 30, the 25. Inside the 15. The line of scrimmage was the 31. The pickup is 17 yards. Craig DeHaan catches up with him.
One of the reasons that Kenny Jones is so successful as a running back is that he doesn't really give the defensive line time to react. He's outside in no time. He saw a great block there by one of the Pointers, and it's just a foot race. Mr. DeHaan finally caught up to him, but once again, the Pointers are threatening.
And there's timeout on the field. 6 minutes, 49 seconds remain in this Class 1A championship game. The numbers: number 1, Center Point with a 1-point lead over 10th rated Maurice-Orange City. The Pointers leading the Dutchman. And once again, I want to remind you that I've got the perfect gift for you this holiday season. A great gift idea. Why not give the gift of public television? You can do this by enrolling one of your friends or relatives in the Friends of Iowa Public Television organization. The recipient of your gift will receive a monthly program guide and will notify them of your generosity before the big day on December 25th. If you'd like to join 35,000 other Iowans who show their support for public television and give the gift of Iowa Public Television, call Friends or send your check for as little as $20 to Friends of Iowa Public Television. You had the numbers: P.O. Box 1758, Des Moines 50306.
One of Ted Rogers' assistants there on the sidelines. He credits a lot of the Pointers' success to his assistants. They are the ones, of course, in the small schools who bring the kids up from the junior high and coach them as freshmen and sophomores. Center Point's going to be good for a long time to come. Their freshman team went unbeaten this year.
Inside the 15. Chris Wall. He's got speed and he's got move. And he had the hole to find some daylight. 14 yards, the touchdown run.
And why do you think, folks, that Center Point has been ranked #1 all year? Take a look at the moves of one Chris Wall. You put him and Kenny Jones together in a backfield, and you got trouble, folks.
Chris Wall from 14 yards out, going for 2 again. Chris Wall comes up short this time. But nonetheless, opening up some daylight in this one with 6:45 remaining in the third. The Pointers 14 and the Dutchman 7. And explosive is one word that would be most appropriate.
Let's take one more look at this. Chris Wall just bolts right. He's just like Kenny Jones. Their three is so fast you can't even react to him. And you got to think about that fake punt of Maurice-Orange City. That's what gave him the good field position at about the 40-yard line. I'm sure that Gordy McKinstry's thinking about that.
Took a $1.12 off the clock in 5 plays. Couple big gainers for Chris Wall and a couple for Kenny Jones. 63 yards is the drive. And getting set to tee it up for Center Point, Bill Neiman. And there's Craig DeHaan deep to the left of your screen. He's setting up at about the 10-yard line. He'll take it at the 17. Craig DeHaan. And he stumbles up to about the 37-yard line. Second possession of the second half now for Gordon McKinstry and the Dutchmen, who've shown some of their own explosiveness in this one today.
Absolutely, and they haven't given themselves poor field condition off of the kickoff either. This is twice now in the same half here that they've been able to push it up past the 30-yard line and close to the 40.
Craig DeHaan, the quarterback, with Brent DeHaan and Kurt Netton stacked up behind him. Wide to the right side and looking for Dan DeYager. Going up the middle, though, for Brent Dalba. And it's a bit long. 2 more ball games coming up tomorrow here on Iowa Public Television as we wrap up our 5-game coverage of the State of Iowa Championships for 1985 at 11 in the morning. 2A title with Algona Garrigan facing Cedar Rapids LaSalle, and immediately following the Class 3A game, Harlan and Pleasant Valley. No, one more tonight. Yep, he dumped it off up the middle. That's Brent DeHaan on the receiving end from Craig DeHaan. Enough for the first down past the midfield stripe and to the 49-yard line. The gain is 14 yards.
Brent DeHaan, as we told you, is a cousin of Craig. 3-year letter winner in football. He's simply an outstanding athlete. You'll see the screen. The lineman let Center Point's defenders come right in there as they set up the screen, and it worked perfectly. Brent DeHaan with a nice run after the catch.
into center point territory, 1st and 10. Oh, all alone. That's Dan DeYager. And clearly the secondary for center point thought that DeHaan was going to tuck the ball in and work his way around in. He pulled up and found DeYager, and it was Jim Mann who saved that from a 6-point effort. But let's take a look at it. Craig DeHaan, he'll tuck it in.
One of the great advantages you have when you're a quarterback who can run and pass. They thought he was going to run. By golly, he's got a man wide open down there. He made a nice move after the catch. Darn near put it in.
The 2-yard line. And the Dutchman trying to get back into this one. Let's see what Craig DeHaan comes up with. 1st and goal. Stacked him up. .5:10 remains in the 3rd period.
Barring a fumble here or something that we probably couldn't explain ourselves, Orange City's going to punch this thing in. You want to take a look back at the last score by center point. Had they made their 2-point conversion, the score would now be 16-7. And of course, Orange City would have to score twice in order to take a lead. They can tie it up with a touchdown and an extra point now.
Yep, that's Craig DeHaan from 1 yard out. And my friends, we got a brand new ball game. Answering after the center point touchdown drive.
This is it. This is the capper, the straight handoff, practically untouched into the end zone. It's going to be about a 62-yard drive for the Dutchman.
And the Dutchman with Dalma teeing it up at the 10-yard line. Just like that, we're tied. 4:41 remaining. 3rd period. Let's take a look.
Nothing fancy about this except that Craig DeHaan almost didn't get the ball. He was in like Flint. And the Orange City fans are just a tad bit excited.
And Ted Rogers has to be thinking, what do we got to do to shake loose of these guys? Put on a fancy drive of their own, center point does. But marching right down the field, answering, are the Dutchmen. 7 plays, 62 yards, and you lost 80 seconds on the clock and no more.
We've had 2 drives here. I believe the center point scoring drive took less than 2 minutes too. Correct me if I'm wrong, Michael, but
reminder, this programming reminder, Washington Wake in Review will not be seen this evening, but will be seen Sunday at 12 noon, right here at Iowa Public Television.
More excitement in the bubble.
Dalma tees it up at the 40, deep to receive. You're looking at the threesome of Kenny Jones, Chris Wall, and Mark Wade. Wall is the deep man. Wall at the goal line. And out to the 30-yard line. Making the stop was Jason Baumgart. And here come the Pointers once again. You know, I expect Ted Rogers, who likes to go with his bread and butter, but also likes a little surprise every now and then. We might be seeing quarterback Bob Mullins going to the air a bit more.
Oh, I wouldn't be a bit surprised, but keep in mind, too, folks, that here's a team who hasn't really had to pull many tricks out of its hat this year. They have just won it with straight running football.
Jones around in, and he battles his way back to the line of scrimmage, plus a foot or two. We'll call it 2nd and 10 nonetheless. Dan Bruxburg, 6 foot, 170-pound senior, the stop. Gordon McKinstry, that is. With his assistants, Jerry Farrell, Todd Berry, and Don Van Steenwyk. Center point with Chris Wall to the 35-yard line. He'll pick up his 3.5, maybe 4. Jack Vanderstoep came into this ball game with a 111 tackle total. Makes the stop there. 3rd and 5.
You want to guess what Chris Wall's nickname is?
Hit me.
How about Wally?
Got me on that one, Pat. 3rd and 5. Jones again. And a reminder once again that Washington Week in Review will not be seen this evening on Iowa Public Television. You can catch Washington Week in Review Sunday at noon on Iowa Public Television. 2:45 and counting in this, the 3rd period. We're tied at 14.
Something you don't see too often. Kenny Jones stopped.
Center point will kick it away with Steve Kramer releasing from the 27. Dahan falls for the fair catch. And at the 33-yard line, we go the other way. And you know what those Dutchman fans would like to see? Another drive of 1:20. And practically the length of the field. I'd like to see that happen again right here.
You know, Wally isn't such an unusual nickname.
No?
Craig Dahan has an unusual nickname. How does Eggville sound to you? Enough of that.
DeJager right and Dalma left. First man through is Brent Dahan. 1st and 10, he picked up a couple. Well, I like the guy who filled out the player profile. They asked him for his favorite period at school, and he said lunch. Of course he did. Man after my own heart. Doug Cook makes the stop. He knows where his bread is buttered or something like that, right? 2nd and 8.
And you know something's wrong when a kid puts down that he's on the honor roll and spells roll, R-O-L-E.
Honor row, R-O-W. Line of scrimmage will be the 35, a new jersey for Chris Wall. Apparently, a shoulder pad came loose. So maybe it's not the jersey. Whatever number he is reborn as, we'll know who he is pretty quickly, I would hazard the guess.
See, must be his helmet, perhaps, huh?
Well, that's number 12 coming up. It was listed on the roster as John Bissell, sophomore quarterback.
They need Wall in that lineup so badly that an equipment timeout suddenly became a center point timeout. They want Chris Wall in that lineup.
Those are the numbers, and those are the Dutchman fans on the far side. Maurice-Orange City. Got a lot to cheer about up in that neck of the woods with Northwestern College doing as well as it has, not only in 1985, but
the St. Ambrose Bees tied them last week.
There you go. And the center point boosters on the other side. I knew you'd work St. Ambrose in somehow.
The old alma mater, folks.
Got his degree at St. Ambrose and took his graduate degree at the Quad City Barber College. But that's another story. There's the equipment repair. And into the lineup is the sophomore quarterback, John Bissell, who comes on defensively for Wall. Dahan upstairs. And Brent Dalma knows he's in a football game after that one. He got hit high and then hit low.
Well, Orange City certainly did the right thing on that, because you see the sophomore John Bissell come in, who probably has played very little varsity ball, certainly not in a championship situation. They said, well, we better test this kid out. He got Wall out of the lineup, try to take advantage of it, even if it's for just one play. He's back in
to the right, to Yeager to the left. 3rd and 8 to 35. Out of the backfield is Corey Brandt, tight end. Got a hand on it, but no more. And so Maurice-Orange City will be set to kick it away here. Dama has the assignment. He gets to be a busy guy. Does the punting, point after, field goals, kickoffs.
I bet we don't see a fake.
The fair catch called for. Chris Wall back in the lineup. Line of scrimmage will be the 33. And it's 1st and 10. Bob Mullen brings him out once again. 1:48 remains in the 3rd. Ted Rogers.
109 and 19 at center point. 13 years of coaching there. 119 and 28 career mark. That guy has won some football games.
Mullins over the ball. From the wishbone. That'll be Jones. Ran out of room around the corner, and you saw the flag go down. Sending him out of bounds is Travis Smits. Scott Vandersall helping out.
Well, more mistakes for center point. A holding penalty is going to take him back.
Yep. Let's see if we can find it.
Looking for a hold. That could have been it there. Not there.
On Black. Still 1st down. Got illegal use of hands. On Black. Still 1st down.
So the ball is spotted at the 24-yard line. It has to get out to the 44. Still 1st down. 1st and 20. Mullen couldn't get it to Brad Wade. Who's the split end. Left his feet to try to bring it in, but not this time.
Wade had a beat on it. It just was thrown a little bit too far to the left. Take a look at it here. The southpaw coming out to the near side. Lets it go. You'll see Wade dive after the ball. Just can't hang on to it.
So with 1:24 remaining in the 3rd quarter, we're tied at 14, and see what Ted Rogers comes up with. 2nd and 20. That's Jones. Just keeps those legs a-churning. Out to the 32-yard line. The pickup will be 8 yards. And Brent DeHaan, junior running back and defensive safety, brings him in. Now at the 1-minute mark. Boy, we went long distance football in the opener today. Got underway at 1:30 with the Class A championship game. 4 overtime. Peyton Jourdan 20. Sanborn 14. Third down. No place to go for Chris Wall. And center point will have to kick it away. That was Dan Bruxford who closed down the hole. Bruxford, 6 feet even and 170. Take a look at Wall trying to get around the corner. Look at Bruxford.
On 3rd and 9, Orange City was probably looking for a pass, but boy, they certainly played the run well, didn't they?
Steve Kramer will get it away from about the 20. DeHaan and DeHaan deep. And it'll roll dead at about the 42. And that's the end of the quarter. So we get the break right here. We'll flip-flop from the 42 to the 42, and we'll move into the fourth and final in this one. Center Point 14, Maurice-Orange City 14. We'll be back with number 4 in just one moment.
Why does Brett raise rabbits? How many people do you see here? How does a pelican get a new beak? How do the Who's kids get to outer space? Watch Owl TV, a fantastic new show for kids and friends of kids. Watch us!
Catch this new series Sunday mornings at 10 o'clock here on Iowa Public Television.
Be in the front row when Iowa Public Television presents the 1985 All-State Music Festival. See the state's best high school musicians showcased on Thanksgiving Day, November 28th at 6:30, and again on Friday, November 29th at 2 on Iowa Public Television.
TV worth watching, Iowa Public Television.
Maurice-Orange City has accomplished something a lot of teams haven't done. For 3 quarters, they've stayed right in the game with center point. Basically, they're doing it because of field position. They're making their opponent, the highest scoring team in the state, go a long way to try to score, and that's been the key to their success. Back upstairs.
Thank you, Larry. Flag is down, and on the run is DeHaan. It is picked off, and upfield we go the other way. Bringing it on, Steve Kramer. He brings it down to the 7-yard line, but we've got a flag to contend with upfield. DeHaan, Craig DeHaan, trying to get away.
I'll tell you what, if this isn't a holding penalty against Orange City, I'm going to be very surprised. When you've got a quarterback who has to scramble like DeHaan has to on this particular play, you're going to get a lot of holding penalties because his linemen are trying to protect him. Here he goes to the left. Nothing there. Scrambles back in desperation, more or less. He's going to throw this thing right now. There it goes, off balance and into the hands of the wrong person. New life for center point.
That's Kramer. And now first and goal. So the first play of the fourth quarter may be a very, very big turning point in this football game. Center Point is a tough team to play catch-up football with, and you just can't give them the lead. Although, to Maurice-Orange City's credit, the Dutchmen, they have played some come-from-behind football and done quite well, I might add. First and 10, the 9. First and goal. Kenny Jones to the 5-yard line. He picks up 3.5, maybe 4. You remember from the title game last year, Pocahontas and center point, and Jones and Wall up the field, and Pocahontas got the late break in the ball game and won it.
Every once in a while, like Greg Dufault, you probably remember him as their quarterback last year.
Second and goal. That's Mullins over the ball. This time to Wall. Slant left side from the Beer offense. Picks up 3 before Craig DeHaan and Brent DeHaan bring him on. Third and goal. 14-14 ball game. We're just underway in the fourth. It was 8-7 at the halftime break. Center Point leading. Scoreless in the first quarter before the 8-7 lead at the half. Ball from behind. DeHaan, not only does he quarterback, but he blitzes from the secondary.
Oh, what a tackle. That could be the tackle of the day. Hey, Hulk Hogan is going to be proud of Craig DeHaan on this play.
Oh. That one hurt all the way upstairs.
Man, oh man. Is it worth watching again? I think so.
Oh.
That's a body slam.
9:30 remains in the ball game. 4th and goal. The line of scrimmage, the 3. Yep, upstairs. Touchdown, center point. That is for center point on the receiving end, Rick O'Brien. Well, a bit of misdirection. Just about everybody in the joint was expecting Mullins to go on the ground.
Absolutely. They expected either Jones or Wall. They got neither. Instead, Mullins to O'Brien. Wide open. That guy could have pitched at 10th.
Bob Mullins to Rick O'Brien, and going for 2 right here. He's got a couple more. That's Brad Wade. And the 2-point conversion makes this a 22-14 ball game. And again, everybody in the joint would have thought he'd be on the ground. Let's take a look.
Here's Bobby Mullins. Now watch this pass go from our angle. He just lets it go. His receiver is nowhere inside. He just figures he's going to be there, and by golly, Mr. Wade is. Bob Mullins hasn't put the ball up very many times tonight, or for that matter, this season. But when he does, he makes them count.
Nine minutes and 22 seconds remain in this one. 2 minutes, 36 seconds tick away. And the 4-play drive covering 9 yards. And Maurice-Orange City is looking uphill again. Deep to receive, Craig DeHaan wearing number 22, and in front of him wearing number 21, Brent DeHaan. Plenty of time left in this one. And Gordy McKinstry wants to see his Dutchman sustain a drive here. Neiman will tee it up here for center point. DeHaan at the 10. Waits for the wall to form and tries to get around the corner. Out to the 30-yard line. Return of 20 yards. And right to left in front of us, the Dutchmen are down by 8 points. That was Mark Wade with the stop.
Still a lot of time left in this one, Michael. 9-12. Morris has to move the ball now. They can do it through the air. DeHaan has to be selective, though. Can't be throwing the ball into the wrong hands.
He goes to the right side with Kurt Netton, who got back to the line of scrimmage, but was brought down in a hurry by, well, Chris Wall was in on the stop.
A look at the center point defense that this year gave up just about 65 yards a game. That's one of the reasons why. Gang tackling.
Brad Wade will get credit for the tackle. Second and 9. Wide to the left is Dauma. DeJager is to the right. Upstairs. Dan DeJager, who's the flanker at 6'5" and $185. Just past his outstretched arms with Kenny Jones in pursuit.
They missed 6 on that one just by the hair of your chinny chin, folks. That was close.
And a long return to the huddle for DeJager. There's the tail of the tape. 3rd down conversion. 3rd and 9. DeJager at the 42, the 45. The gain is 15 yards and enough for the first down.
ISO, take a look at number 80, Ron Chapman. He falls down. That's what happened. That is one of the reasons why he caught the pass and got it. Ron Chapman, the defender on his own, fell down.
46-yard line, the line of scrimmage. Gain is 15. Double wide to the left. Dauma. Pitch back right side. Brent DeHaan. Line of scrimmage plus a couple. Out to the 49, and the gain is 3 yards. 7:35 in this 1A title game. Time remaining in the 4th quarter.
Now this is the time when both teams have to really suck it up. This is where we decide who's number 1.
Dauma goes to the left. He is paired with Todd Aaron. That's DeHaan. First down across the midfield stripe and to the 41-yard line. And once again, we see something out of nothing. He tucks it in and goes with it.
Once again, Craig wants to put the ball up. Sees that everyone's covered to the near side. He had miles of running room. Knows what he has to get for the first down. Gets just that much.
That was Mark Hackard making the stop. First and 10. Now in center point territory. Ooh, Brent DeHaan is stacked up immediately. That was Brad Wade. 6:20 and counting.
One thing you folks have to understand, too, is that those are smart kids down there on a football field for both teams. We're talking about, for Orange City, an average grade point average of about 3.5 per center point, at least a 3.0. Those are smart kids.
Greg DeHaan. Well, lost another jersey. He's been through a couple today. That was Scott Hendricks.
Here we go with the pursuit from Mr. Hendricks. Coming to the near side and wants to throw the football. Say goodbye to that jersey. It's going to be gone in no time at all. I said that it was Hendricks. Actually, that was Doug Cook. My fault. Great pursuit, though, by center point on that play.
3rd down and about 11. DeHaan is back in. Boy, he's got that jersey strapped on now. Got to roll a 2-inch tape. Go for it. Big play here. 3rd and 11. Got his man over the middle. Dan DeJager. Minimum gain to the 30, well, make it the 40-yard line. And now a big decision for Gordy McKinstry with 5:37 remaining in the football game, and your ball club is down by 8 points. What do you do?
Well, they got to go for it
8.
here, don't you think? Because if center point can sustain any kind of a drive, they're going to eat up the rest of the clock on the ground. They've proven to us, at least they did in the first half, that they can do just that. Eat up the time is what they'll do if you give the ball back to them. They got to go with 5:16 left in the game. Big play.
Dauma goes left with DeJager. By DeHaan, it is 4th and 8. No place to go. He dumps it off to Paul Mazie. And the loss will be 5 yards. And it goes over on downs to center point. That was Chris Wall. who got a hold of Nazy before he got too far out of the way.
Does that fellow look like he's been through a battle tonight? Very slow in getting up. Craig DeHaan.
Now we're going to see the clock chewed upon a little bit. Ted Rogers would like to sustain a 2 or 3 first down drive, and timeout has been called. The line of scrimmage will be the 44-yard line, and center point.
There's the mayor.
Yep. That's quite a jersey he's got on there.
Now they're excited. Center point. Plenty to cheer about this year.
Coming into this one, center point 11-0 and a #1 rating. I'd like to leave the Unidome 12-0 and with some hardware to take a look at in the mantle for the offseason. Every Sunday at 7 here on Iowa Public Television, Dean Borg and top Iowa journalists question newsmakers and lawmakers about the future of Iowa. This coming Sunday, they'll visit with Senator Charles Grassley via satellite from Washington, D.C. Find out what's going on in Washington and in Iowa through Iowa Press, Sundays at 7.
Well, one thing that Morris can certainly be proud of tonight is the fact that they've scored 14 points against Center Point, a team that had given up no more than 8 points in any single game this season.
Bob Mullen sets him down at the 44-yard line. An 8-point lead he's protecting, and here's Jones. Picks up 3.
Now, see, that's one thing that Kenny doesn't want to be doing. If he gets to the outside too far, the defenders can force him out of bounds. Center Point wants to keep the clock rolling right now.
Jack Vanderstoop gets the tackle on that one. Pickup is 3, 2nd and 7. Coming up next, the 4A championship game. Sioux City Heelan. Then Meyer Merriam. 2nd down. This time, Chris Wall to the midfield stripe and to the 49-yard line. The pickup is 4, so it'll be 3rd and 3. Wes Olson gets the stop on that one. Big 3rd down right here. 4:19 remains. Wall the 1st down inside the 40. And Jim Farrell brings him in at the 37-yard line.
Well, we expected good performances from Kenny Jones and Chris Wall in this championship game, and I don't know about you, Mike, but I'm not disappointed. Those kids have played very good ball. Bob Mullins has thrown the ball. He's been a great quarterback for him, I think.
Fishbone formation. Wall again. There he goes. 3rd touchdown for Chris Wall. The flag is down. It would have gone in the books as a 37-yard touchdown run. 3rd of the evening for Chris Wall.
I can smell clip.
The young man is explosive. Let's take a look.
Well, we'll see if we can catch the clip. Chris Wall, take a look at how he bangs off with these defenders. Off of number 44 right there. No one's going to stop him. He's in the open and probably at this point didn't need any help. But you saw the man right there. He saw it from behind. Oh, that's too bad. Too bad for Center Point.
So 3:40 remains and the walk-off goes this way. Line of scrimmage is now the 31.
Clipping. I'm black. Still 1st down.
So 1st and 3 for the Pointers. Now that's a look at the numbers.
For those of you confused, the penalty is from the point of the infraction on that. That's why they have a first down and about 3 yards to go.
I'm confused. Chris Wall again. Well, we saw in the first game with Brian Werps making the stop. Sophomore quarterback. Milo Japinga that was in on just about every play of the ball game.
That's right.
Offensively, and then on the other side of the ball. And now we see Chris Wall, who goes both sides of the ball for Ted Rogers and the Pointers. 2nd and inches. Guess who? Chris Wall is wrestled down at the 20-yard line. He gets the first down. That was Brent DeHaan who brought him in.
It's got to be painful for someone like Gordy McKinstry standing on the sideline, not really able to do anything about this.
Time is running out for Maurice-Orange City. A sustained drive and yet another first down for Center Point, leading by 8 points with 2:55 remaining. Line of scrimmage, the 20. 1st and 10. He gets a couple, maybe 3. And it's 2nd down. Jack Vanderstoop along with Dan Bruxburg. Well, what's coming up here, Dr. Clark? You give it to Wall, you give it to Jones. Jones has fumbled twice. And he gives it to the fullback up the middle, but I think I saw a little motion. How about you?
I think so. I was going to say give it to the fullback.
That, of course, is John Smith, junior fullback at 5'9" and 190. Well, that's going to cost him.
Well, one thing we hear from some of the coaches of these teams that are in the tournament from northwest part of the state, which has pumped out many a good football team through the
Illegal
year,
motion. I'm black.
is that these guys aren't getting enough recognition. You know, why aren't they rated more? You take a look at Center Point, #1 all season long. Morris of Orange City at 10-1 just became a 10th ranked team late in the season, much like Sanborn was in Class A.
2nd and 13. 1:55 remains. Center Point with the lead in the ball. Chris Wall inside the 20. Ted Rogers went home with the runner-up trophy last year against Pocahontas. Back again in '85, and they want that #1 trophy. Line of scrimmage will be the 17. Stay tuned for Wall Street Week. That'll be in its entirety immediately following this ball game. That is the 1A championship game, Center Point, Maurice-Orange City. And after Wall Street Week, coming up after this one, the 4A title game, Sioux City Heelan and Lynn Meyer of Marion. Tomorrow, 2 more coming your way here on Iowa Public Television.
Told you before about how Center Point was a very controlled team throughout the year, didn't get really up about anything until they finally defeated Preston, I believe it was, in the semifinals, the playoffs. I guarantee you, Mr. Newell, they win today. We're going to see some cheering down there. Those kids have worked hard for this, and I guarantee you they've been thinking about this since about mid-November of 1984.
And Center Point down in front of us. Center Point opening up against Northwind. beating Central City, Starmont, Edgewood, Colesburg, Darwin, Maquoketa Valley, Springville, Albernet, BCL, Riceville, and then Preston. Nobody scored more than 8 points all season long in this club. There's Kenny Jones. And at the same time, Center Point made itself the #1 scoring team in the state, averaging just about 41 points a game. It'll be 4th and 5 from, well, just shy of the 15.
And this is going to be a big play for Center Point here. Of course, a big play for Morris of Orange City, but with 1:30 left on the clock, if they can stop them here, I think that the Orange City probably only has about one more timeout to spend, but with a kid like Craig DeHaan running the place for you, you never know what's going to happen.
Coming up tomorrow on Iowa Public Television, the Class 2A championship game, 11 o'clock. You set the alarm along with us as Algona Garrigan Golden Bears up against Cedar Rapids LaSalle, the Lancers. And the 3A title game will follow. Harlan against Pleasant Valley. Cyclones against the Spartans. Hi there. Sioux City Heelan will be on hand after this one. And Heelan to go up against Linn-Mar of Marion. Marion, somewhat of a surprise team. As a finalist. All righty, 4th and 5 from the 15. 1:31 remain. Center Point with the ball and an 8-point lead. Flag is down. Short of the first down is Chris Wall.
It's going to be 4th and 10. I saw movement on the left side of the offensive line. And the Orange City kids were pointing that out to the ref, and I think he caught it.
Yep, motion. So 4th and 10, and the line of scrimmage will be, well, the 20-yard line. And Gordy McKinstry is...
They didn't make first down. They didn't make it. Okay? They did not make it.
So a decision.
Well, he figures his ball club will probably be taking over with about 1:15 remaining. There's 1:26 at this point. And the ball turns over. 1st and 10. Obviously, they take the ball. So with 86 seconds remaining.
Well, and I'll tell you, you hate to take a look at hindsight, but if something should happen here that Orange City would score and we get a tie ball game, that clipping penalty on the touchdown run is going to come back, slap Center Point right in the face.
Dalma goes left. To the right side to Yeager. A New Jersey in the lineup. Another one just wouldn't hold up for Craig DeHaan. And with 1:09 remaining, 2nd and 10. DeHaan. Looking upfield, that's Wade. Hey, he could go. That's Wade. He's out of bounds inside the 1-yard line. Mark Wade, junior running back.
Here we go. One more look at it. DeHaan fading back. He's going to throw this one right into the hands of Mr. Wade. Take a look at that.
Well, you know who that is? That is Steve Kramer with his 2nd interception. I thought it was Mark Wade.
So did I. Well,
And
give
it
it
is
to Mr.
Kramer.
Kramer. A couple of key ones for him tonight.
That's right. And now with 58 seconds remaining, Center Point wants to make it academic. That's Mullins. Mullins going in from about the 1-foot line, and that makes it 28-14. Here's the pickoff, Kramer.
And you can almost credit the touchdown to Mr. Kramer right here. His second key interception of the game. We can tell you that intercepting passes certainly nothing new for Center Point this year. 26 interceptions for the season. They intercepted 4 passes in a quarterfinal win over BCL. So this is nothing new for them.
Well, you saw the stack up on the attempted 2-pointer, and that's the way it's going to be. 28-14 with 55 seconds remaining. Let's take a look.
Bobby Mullins, the senior quarterback, up and over the top. Didn't have too far to go. This is gonna smell sweet for Center Point.
Second place last year behind Pocahontas, coming here to the state finals. And 3 seconds tick away in the 1-play drive. Meeman will tee it up. And 55 seconds remain.
Ted Rogers has known his share of disappointment as a playoff team. This was the 6th Center Point team to make the playoffs, and Ted Rogers has coached all 6 of those teams. The first 4 teams that he coached and brought to the playoffs lost in the first round. Of course, last year he took them all the way to the finals before losing, and he's going to be a state championship coach this year.
Some victory celebrations underway already. This is the most points scored on Maurice-Orange Center this year. Wes Sioux of Hayward scored 16 in a 59-16 victory for Maurice-Orange City. That's DeHaan past the 30. And 16 on the board for Sheldon in beating Maurice-Orange City, the first game of the year. Now 50 seconds remain.
What can you say?
Left side is Dalma. Right side to Yeager. Interception, Center Point. Ron Chapman. Third interception of the ball game for Center Point. And now 28 seconds remain. And the ball is spotted at the 35. Well, Center Point did something right this time around.
Absolutely.
Ted Rogers felt the ball club played well enough to win it last year.
That'll be it.
10 seconds and counting. And there's the buzzer. There's Ted Rogers. This one belongs to Center Point. Congratulations are underway. Ted Rogers finishes a 12-0 season with a #1 state rating. The congratulations in the black and gold, Center Point. In the white and purple, Maurice-Orange City. And the Dutchmen can leave this one with their heads held high, Pat.
Absolutely. Any team that comes into a championship game, win or lose, can walk away feeling good about it. It's just that Center Point was the best team in Class 1A this year.
Yep. Chris Wall offering his congratulations to Ted Rogers. Let's go downstairs and hear now Mo Kelly.
Line up and show some class.
To present the trophies and medals in Class 1A, 2 members of the Board of Control of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. To my far right is Keith O'Connell, Superintendent of Schools at Jackson Junction, Turkey Valley. Next to Keith, the Superintendent of the Emmetsburg Schools, Mr. John Gannon. Another tremendous game. As far as the 1985 Class 1A runners-up are concerned, just think about it. You represented the entire western half of Iowa and did it in tremendous fashion. Did a great job, fellas. If the runners-up 1A would come forward, we'd like to present them their trophy and medals. Coach Gordon McGrimsky and the Dutchman from Maurice-Orange City. And for our 1985 champions, it's been a steady road to the top. This is their 6th appearance in the playoff, 2nd a year ago, rated #1 this year, and #1, the Center Point Pointers and Coach Ted Rogers.
Championship trophy going the way of the Pointers. Center Point once again wrapping it up with the #1 state rating and with a spotless record of 12 wins and no losses. Center Point wins it. The final score is 28-14. We've got 1 more to go tonight, 2 more tomorrow from the Unidome here in Cedar Falls. Excuse me. Well, those are the numbers. A 14-point margin. Center Point 28, Maurice-Orange City 14. And right now we'll go downstairs to Larry Morgan. Larry?
Thanks, Mike. This is Ted Rogers, the 1A champion coach after the disappointment of last year. Does that make this sweet moment even sweeter?
Oh, yes. Being runner-up once, I know how it feels on the other side, and we wanted it so bad. But listen, I'm just as proud of last year's group, and I'm just proud of this year's group. They carried on the tradition, and they got her done.
Wasn't always easy, but you did get it done. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's the Pointers head coach, Ted Rogers, the champs of 1A. Let's go back upstairs.
Thank you, Ted, and thank you, Larry. Once again, the final score, Center Point 28, Maurice-Orange City 14, as the Pointers are the Class 1A champions.